it was a toxic work environment. And you were considered a number. Literally, my number was 182246. As I grew up a trauma survivor, I dealt with a lot of bullying, and I didn't really do anything to help myself. I just kind of gave up on life, and I was just living life to exist.
Welcome back to the Eye of Jupiter podcast. I'm your host, Tom Franklin. Today we have on Andrew Wilson. He's had quite a few experiences with near-death experience, they call it, or NDEs. And, the Eye is all about that. We're going to get into his experiences and talk about those. We're not only going to talk about Bigfoot over here. People think I'm the Bigfoot guy. Not true. So anyhow, if you keep coming back to the podcast, subscribe to the channel, and please do me a favor and see if you're still subscribed. But apparently I'm getting too close to some type of truth somewhere, because people are telling me that they're being unsubscribed and having difficulties resubscribing. So thank you, YouTube, in your wonderful ways. Anyhow, if you enjoy the show, please do me a favor, hit the bell notification, hit that like button on the way out, and leave a comment. Tell them how much you like the show. It can't help. I can't help, or it can't hurt. One of the two. You guys figure it out. Anyway, with all that out of the way, let's welcome to the show, Mr. Andrew Wilson. Hello, sir.
Hey, Tom. Thanks for having me.
Well, thanks for coming on, man. So where are you coming? Which state are you in today, or which country are you in?
I'm in Canada. I'm in Alberta, Canada.
Alberta, Canada. Oh, the good part of Canada. I like that. Yeah, the guy that started out with podcasting, he's from Alberta, Canada, too. He's actually from Calgary, so that's interesting.
Thrown away, yeah.
Yeah. Here's one. Is it Catty Corner or Kitty Corner?
Catty Corner or Kitty Corner? Kitty Corner.
Catty Corner. So, because I found that out with him. He said it's Kitty Corner. I'm like, oh, dude, it's always been Catty Corner. I'm from Baltimore, and I just one of those weird things that I don't know if it's just that part of Canada or if it's just a Canadian thing versus American, but nonetheless, you're here in a very cold climate up there. Cold winter this year, I'd imagine, right?
Actually, not too bad. The highest we've gotten up to is like 37. The most I've experienced out here was minus 59. But no, we've had a lot of good winters. We've been getting more snow than cold, so it's been interesting. We actually accumulate more snow now.
Minus 59. Is this Celsius?
Yes, this is Celsius.
My record is minus 26, and that was in the Alps when I was in in Europe and Austria. That's a whole nother cold for me. Oh my God. And my record temperature here, I think, is like 46 here. And it gets hot down this mug, man. So, Drew, please do me a favor.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. How you want to tease this apart for us, your story, and maybe where you can direct us so we can find some more about you.
Yeah, sure. You can find me on like Instagram. It's Beyond Transcendence with Andrew. It's my company name. I also have a book called The Enemy Within, Fear is Our Greatest Opponent. You can find that on the Amazon website. And I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on Facebook. I'm on YouTube. I'm pretty well everywhere because I also host a podcast called Beyond Transcendence with Andrew.
All the links in the description below, guys. Go down there, click on there, like, subscribe to the channel. And if you like what Andrew does or like what he's talking about and you feel that vibe, then go ahead and connect with him and continue to do so. All right, man. So, okay, I kind of now just telling me what you told me. I know where we're kind of going to go, but maybe not. I always like, maybe a journey less traveled. I'm into that. So where does this all begin for you?
So it was in 2021. I was working for the railway at the time, and I got a call because my mother came out because she and my father divorced because my father had a horrific accident before I came out here. And originally, I'm from Prince Edward Island. I'm not an Alberta born. I'm originally I'm an original maritimer.
Okay, so you're like a little closer. I'm on the East Coast, so I know it's isn't that the smallest province in Canada?
That is absolutely correct.
Yeah. I knew my geography would come into play sometime.
Yeah, it's one of the
that American school system would kick in at some point.
Yeah. Yeah, one of the smallest. We're actually a sandbar. You're literally on a sandbar. Growing up there was like sand dunes and everything, and the dirt there is actually red, so you
Okay.
find it unique.
Okay.
But
So
yeah,
you went out west to be in the railroading business, or however you want to call
originally I was going out for the oil and gas sector because I was originally in a pipe fitter apprentice, and I was there to do my hours and to get my journeyman. But
it. That's
as you
interesting.
know, the oil and gas sector decided to go bust, and I was scrounging for work, and this opportunity landed in my lap to join the railway. So I joined the railway. I went through a month training in Winnipeg, and then after that, I was on the road for 4 years, and I traveled all over Western Canada, seen so many beautiful sights, but it was a toxic work environment. And you were considered a number. Literally, my number was 182-246.
Been there,
And
bro. Been there,
my
brother.
coworkers would joke and be like, "Oh, that's our prison ID number." Yeah.
Where and the orange that you wear, the arm reflector vest, it kind of works out, right? Safety or a number.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm with you,
No,
man. I'm with you.
we didn't have numbers on us. There was just our PIN numbers. So like that's how they
Mine
could
was
pay us.
mine was 47082. I remember mine too. So there we
Yeah.
go.
So my mother decided to move out west, and I was in a relationship at the time with a woman, and we were both kind of not well in the mind because I grew up a trauma survivor. I dealt with a lot of bullying, and I didn't really do anything to help myself. I just kind of gave up on life, and I was just living life to exist. I didn't really have a plan. I just kind of was flying by the seat of my pants. I was coasting in and out of relationships. I was abusing drugs and alcohol. I was smoking profusely. And some opportunity was like, oh, let's go and get a trade. So I went and started to become a steam and pipe fitter. And I took the schooling, and then I went out west and worked in some crazy environments. Wow, craziest hours I've ever worked. My longest stint in camp was like 65 days in a row. I was working 12-hour shifts. And when I would get back, I wouldn't even have time to rest. I would just be out partying and just blowing my money on drugs. And then I met this lady, and we ended up having a relationship, and she kind of settled me down, smartened me up. And we ended up moving in together. And then when the oil and gas crashed, we moved to Alberta because originally I was in Fort St. John, British Columbia. And when that happened, we bought a house together, and we were in a very toxic relationship. Like I was toxic myself. I was a complete narcissist. I wasn't really supportive. I didn't really know how to be supportive because I hadn't dealt with the trauma that lived inside of me. And it was basically controlling me. And so my mother decided to move out here, and I ended up picking the woman over my mother. And I told my mother this, and a week later she ended up dying. And it was the hardest thing I had to go through because I had to sit there in a hospital during the pandemic. So I had to gown up and do all that bullshit. And I had to watch her die for 8 hours. And I was pleading to God. I was asking for forgiveness. I was doing the whole 9 yards. And I was so angry. And then something just inside of me was like, enough's enough. And then I asked my coworkers why they wouldn't get the vaccine. And they said it was an infringement of rights. And I was like, oh. So then I just started to go down the rabbit hole. And I came across this book called The New Abnormal, The Rise of the Biomedical Security.
Okay.
And it really opened my eyes to like what the vaccine actually was and what the intention behind the vaccine was, and the overall agenda.
Oh man, you please, dude. I love you, brother. Just go.
Yeah, and what the actual intention and the agenda behind the COVID. So like basically, now we know we can conform. So like I didn't know any better. I took the shot, and I was blessed that I got a placebo. So, but I did take the shot. Mm-hmm. And I never really questioned it because I didn't have that mindset to question anything, because I was always taught growing up that the government is right and that you should always listen to your doctor. And
well, it's good. It's good that it's better late than never, man. A lot of people woke up because of this. For me, dude, it was 9/11. And I was like, come on. And then how old are you, Andrew?
How old am I? I'm 41.
Yes. 41.
40.
Okay, so I'm 46. So 5 years. So when it happened for you, you were 16. I was 21 in the military for U.S. Army. And when that happened, I was just like, I started watching it because I was actually in the desert of Fort Irwin, California, doing my training for NTC, National Training Center. So we didn't get to see everything. I can only watch it in the chow hall and then have to go back. And then you start watching and you're like, wait a goddamn minute. And then things start clicking for you. And then it was the Vegas thing that happened. And there's a bunch of other things that happened. So when this came out, man, for me, what stuck in my head was the name of the type of shot it was. They were talking about it. They first of all had to change it from shot to jab, right? So there was this wordplay they did, right? So they did it like, oh, because the shot sounds so aggressive. Let's make it just, a little jab, a little stickeroo, right? These are things that you notice. And then it was called MNRA. MNRA. I say, well, that's RNA. It's the building blocks of DNA. So what exactly is this? Wait a minute. Then I started looking into like vaccines take 8 to 10 years to develop and practice and doody body. And this is going to come out in 8 months. And dude, it was very hard. It was very hard to give up everything. I didn't take it. Man. I mean, yeah, you got lucky. That's cool. But welcome to the dark light side. Glad you're here, man. Glad you're here, buddy. Yeah, please continue. I'm sorry. I just had to.
It's all good.
It's amazing that you would. It's amazing that that happened for you, man. It's amazing that happened for you. Sometimes it's hard, but everyone has a cross to bear to be religious about it. Everyone has a path to travel, and yours is less traveled, and it's the way you got there, man, or wherever you are now. And now you're still learning, and you'll never stop. But that's the good thing. That's the beauty of it.
You never stop. That's one thing I learned, especially from even like people that are like a part of like the system that are like trying to keep us in this. They basically teach us this shit, but we don't pay attention because we're lost in the chaos. The chaos is there to distract us, and we're like the best thing we can use is like sporting events. Like they're the biggest distraction. Like, yeah.
Not if you know it. Not if you know it beforehand. If you know that's what it is, what they call it, circuses and bread, or bread and circuses, whatever they said, Nero, whatever that was. If you know it and you see it for what it is, and just like I never watch the Super Bowl up front. I never watch any of the commercials. Everything is just YouTube, and I get like the condensed version of the games because I do enjoy the tactics behind it. But knowing it beforehand is important because a lot of people just like, that's everything. I got the jersey, man. I named my son after my favorite hockey player or whatever. Fuck, I'm trying to be nice, Canadian. And it's just like, what are you talking about, bro? There's so much more to life than that. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I'll shut up.
So during that time, after I read that book, I came across a lady who had a machine who measures your frequency. And it's basically you hold these copper rods and they tell you what's going on in your body because we're energetic beings. So it reads the frequency that my body was showing at the time. And the vaccine it tried to damage me, but because of the vitamin supplements I was taking, because of what my frequency asked, I was able to pull that out of me. And there's a lot of people that can do this too. It's because we're all energetic beings. You can remove things energetically with Reiki, with quantum healing. Like there are modalities out there that you can use.
Okay.
So after I spoke to her, she was like, well, you should check out this author. Her name's Dolores Cannon. So I started to read Dolores' books. And then I realized that Dolores had this ability with her clients to channel people. In one of her sessions, her clients channeled Nostradamus. And Nostradamus said that everything that happened in the world was pre-planned.
I don't know. He threw a lot of spaghetti against the wall, bro. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be honest with you. Just as my feeling. I've read some of his stuff. I actually call myself, like one of my little funny things I do on Facebook, I call myself Nostradamus. And I just say really stupid predictions. The newest one is that this AI stuff is going to get so good that it can that they'll be able to copy our world's leaders and say whatever, and say they can make you believe whatever they want to, like War of the Worlds, to give you some kind of context. And then what they do, they'll make the internet that you have to have some type of ID to sign into the internet, and that's their backdoor to more control. Nostradamus. Peace. Yeah, but honestly, he said a lot of things. A lot of things was, of course, it's good. I think
he predicted Chernobyl. He knew about CERN. He knew about Project Blue Beam.
I read the one about 9/11, and he talked about the two towers falling in the west and things of that nature. But I don't know, a lot of it, in my opinion, it can be. I haven't read it all, maybe as well as you have, but because me and my girlfriend, we talked about this for a minute. I think a lot of it is conjecture, or depending on who reads it. It's kind of like biblical scripture. Sometimes, people can glean one thing from it, and then people can glean another thing from it. That's just my opinion. I'm not trying to hurt anyone's opinion. I want to have open discussions. That's all.
Oh, that's totally understandable. Though she was basically interviewing like people. So what I do is I'm a quantum healing hypnosis practitioner.
And really?
So I deal with past life regressions, and these people experienced past life regressions when they were doing a session with her, and that's how they channeled Nostradamus.
Damn.
And in her books, like, it's basically the person speaking to Nostradamus and Nostradamus explaining this and how he was able to time travel into our century from the 1500s, because he had a mirror he had an obsidian mirror that was brought back from Atlantis. Somehow he got his hands on it. And that's how he was so good as a doctor, because he figured out how to use anesthesia and hypnosis to put his clients out when he was operating on them.
I didn't even know he operated. I didn't even know he operated on people. Yeah. I didn't know that. So thanks, man. Hey,
check out the book. It's called Conversations with Nostradamus.
Two awesome things I really love: the word obsidian, and I love the word Atlantis. So if you put those two together, I'm listening.
So it was there that I found out about this book. It was called Between Death and Life.
Okay.
And I realized my mother dying, she's not actually gone. Like, her soul, your soul never dies. It lives forever. So it's basically, and now I realize, and when I talk to people, they tell me like she's always with me. Like, I did a speech in July, and there was people saying like there was a golden white light behind me, and she was holding me up on stage, because it was my first time ever speaking, and I was a complete wreck. And she literally held me up to stand. It was wild. But
I can believe that. People will say things in different ways. Like if someone who's like a devoutly Catholic will say something like, the Holy Spirit was there with me, or they'll have their rosary and say, my mother's spirit was with me. So why not? I believe it. Yeah, I agree with you, buddy. Sure, that's cool, man. And so you, through reading this, was there like a aha moment for you or something like this?
Yeah, it was an aha moment, because I was always scared to die. And when I had first near-death experience when I was 5, I fell off a stack of hay bales, and I was laying basically on my neck, and my legs were smothering me. And somehow my father heard me scream, and he picked me up, and he kept me from suffocating. So that was my first experience, but I didn't pay attention or anything. The biggest thing that I couldn't believe was when I fell 35 feet head first. And before I hit the ground, I went to sleep. Everything just went dark.
Out of
and when
fear?
I hit the ground, I didn't even feel it.
Out of fear or what?
And no, I was completely calm. It was weird. It was like something took over me and just calmed me down, because I knew I was falling. So I wasn't going to panic. And just before I hit the ground, everything went black. Didn't even feel myself hit the ground.
Wow.
It was like I saw white because I was hitting snow, but there was no snow anymore. It was just black.
Right.
And I woke up to a person's voice who I had gone to school with. And they couldn't even believe that I was able to walk, let alone get up and get on the back of a skidoo. Like, they didn't do any protocol whatsoever. I wasn't put in a stretcher or anything. They literally put me on a skidoo, took me down the hill, and put me in an ambulance. I had no like broken bones. The only thing I broke was I dislocated this wrist and I busted the bone right here, but nothing else.
Well, you fell off a cliff or something.
No, I fell off a chairlift at a ski park.
How the hell do you fall off a chairlift? I've been on plenty chairlifts.
So interesting experience I had a couple years back. The chairlift I was on, I fell getting off, and the chair came around and smoked me in the head. So I picked the bar up quickly to reposition my board. Sorry, I kicked the camera. And when I did that, as I was pulling it down, because it's on a cable, so the cable jerked because someone fell. I was already leaned forward about to pull the bar down. Guess who fell off? Yeah.
Well, I guess their safety standards are not as good in Canada as they are in Europe.
Oh gosh, not in Prince Edward Island. Even after like I fell, they put a sign up: snowboard or ski at your own risk, because of me falling.
Man.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, okay, guys. So when you go to ski resorts, were you wearing a helmet at least?
Yeah, I was wearing a helmet, but it wouldn't have saved me because my face hit the ground. Wasn't right, a helmet.
Talk about getting smoked.
Severe impact to my face. So my wrist came down, and then my head face was like pushed straight into the ground. And you wouldn't even call it snow; you'd call it ice.
Right. Because it just melts and then freezes. So yeah. I bought a helmet 2 days before I got smoked from somebody. So I bought mine 2 days before, and this Spanish lady, I was skiing. I'm not a very good skier. I'm more of a snowboarder myself. And she came across and just boom, broke my sticks, put a big dent in my helmet, tore me all up. So, I mean, you got to be careful out there, guys. You know, ask Sonny Bono. Sorry, I am a comedian by trade as well. I do that as well. So it's gonna come out. So there was a so you've had a few NDEs, is what you're trying to tell me?
Yeah. So when I was later on, I was working in the oil and gas sector. And are you familiar with hydrogen sulfide gas?
I know the name, but not as well as I should. I am a welder.
I got knocked down from H2S gas. I got knocked down.
What does that mean?
So gas in certain parts per million can be lethal. So I was 20% less than the actual lethal part. So I had 88 parts per million of gas enter my lungs and drop me to the ground and cause my eyes to burn, because it's like pure acid in your lungs and your eyes.
You were what, into tube welding or what?
No, I was literally outside. So we had a safety meeting. We were told the plant was fine. Everything was good, because we were doing a shutdown. So what a shutdown is when you shut the plant down and do maintenance on it. Turns out they were wrong. The thief hatch, which is like where you see in oil field, you'll see this, like it opens and it lets out pressure. So it didn't let out pressure, it let out gas. And I was outside collecting tools while my foreman at the time was writing up our job briefing. And I started to smell it. And then my monitor started to go off. And then I jumped in the truck, but I was too late. It got me. And so I went to the medic shack, and they found out that it was in my lungs. So they had to airlift me out of there to hospital. So I was flown out by helicopter. I was hooked up to a machine that measured my heart and basically pumped full of oxygen for 8 hours to pull the gas out of me. I have a lifetime claim. If something were to happen, then I'm covered with WCB.
What's WCB?
Workers' Compensation Board.
Okay, and are you receiving any of that now?
No, because I don't have any issues from it.
That is okay. I will say a lot of bad words, but I'm not going to do that right now, because I think that is just absolutely and utterly ridiculous.
Welcome to the oil and gas.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm trying to get the military to hook me up to, and I've been fighting them for 2 years. So, I'm like, oh yeah, no, you were in the Kosovo conflict, yeah, man. There was some bombs going off, and I didn't you don't realize it. PTSD is such a weird thing. You don't realize that it's fucking with you until later. You know, like maybe 3 to 4 years after the military, I was like, I felt the freaking sky was falling all of a sudden. You know, it's just like, you know, like that sinking feeling. And yeah, and it's been a fight for the last whatever years. But in Germany, you get medical coverage, so I didn't consider doing that. And then I came here, and my friend's like, you know, you can get the military to maybe help you if you can show and demonstrate that. So I went through. I was like, oh, I got all these medical records in Germany. And they were like, no, 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 no. So I've been fighting it for about 2 years, but we'll see what happens. So when it comes to things like that, if they put you in a situation that harmed you, I mean, at the bare minimum, Andrew, I would say, my opinion. This is my opinion. Okay, Canadian gas, whatever the hell you're called. Andrew gets 10%, bare minimum. This is ridiculous, man. So during this NDE, are you getting like, because you know a lot of people will see things. Are you getting any type of messages from the other side or anything?
No, the only time I ever got messages from the other side is when I was meditating. I was doing a Sadhguru meditation, and it was really a good chanting. And the message I got was from my mother on the other side, and she was proud of the man I was becoming, and that she forgave me for our last conversation, and that she loved me and she would always be with me. And that was the only thing I ever experienced. Now, this will throw you for a loop. When I did my first QHHT session, where I was not the practitioner but the client, I had a past life quantum healing hypnosis technique.
Okay, if you're going to throw out a bunch of acronyms, I can, you know, OE254. Okay, that's some military ones. I got one for you too. Okay.
So it's a past life regression I was talking about. Anyways, my past life, the reason I went through the childhood I had was because I chose it, because it was part of my soul contract. Because in my past life, I was a German soldier. I was a Nazi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Können Sie mal Deutsch? Können Sie mal Deutsch sprechen?
Yeah, I
asked you. I asked you if you can still speak German. In German.
No, I can't speak German. I had a real connection when I watched, because football was my favorite, not like American football, but English football growing up was my favorite. And I always had a connection to Germany. I never understood why. I just loved Germany. And it was because of my past life.
Yeah, it's interesting. But your last name is Wilson. Wilson is a British last name, if I'm not mistaken, correct? Right. Yeah. And like mine is Franklin's also a British last name.
Yeah. But my soul.
I'm half German. Like bloodlines. But yeah, and all of my grandfathers, which I never met them, they both passed before I was born. They both spoke German, which is weird. One was in the Second World War, and the other one, his grandparents were from Germany. No one else spoke German, and then I go to Germany and speak German. So I thought I'd fire it out there and see if I could really talk to you. Just messing with you, bro.
No, I'm not. I haven't learned German yet. No, it's fascinating. So that's basically why I had to like experience the childhood I experienced. That's why I chose the parents I had and everything.
I've heard about this. I mean, people choose, but we all choose this. We all choose this. It's a very interesting bardo to be a part of, because it has consequences. It has love, and it has, you know, the opposite. It has, you know, it has life, it has death, it has love, it has hate, it has feelings, it has everything within it, and it's all in this, seems to be on a balanced scale of sorts. And sometimes you have to kind of go through that burning, shoveling piles of dog shit to get to the rainbow, but you'll never get there. But now you know why you do that. You know, it's been a fun one for me too. It's been kind of like a I call it like a what they call that, a buffet of weirdness. And it's been hard at moments, and I think everyone can kind of connect to it, where people you know, what could you tell people who are feeling that there's no way out, you know, because people like to do a lot of ill-advised things, okay, because you can't say it on YouTube, but they kind of take themselves out. You know, what would you tell to somebody who's watching this who feels that? What would you say to them?
I would say the hardest part is waking up, and when you realize that everything you were told was a lie,
Oof.
it's a lot to swallow, and it was a hard one for me too, because I went deep down the rabbit hole, and it's dark. It's very dark. But I mean, would you rather? It's like in the movie Matrix. Would you rather take the red pill, or would you rather take the blue pill? And it's like, at that point, do you want to be an NPC? Do you want to be someone who's
Woo!
slave to the system? Do you want to be someone who is a slave to their mind? Even our mind are the ones that control us. It's not even, and the weird thing is, that's not even our mind. Our mind is 2 inches from our belly button. That's where our brain is. It's not up here. It's down here.
Okay, that's a little different. I love everything you're saying. You'll say something one time that, what is that? Are you talking about your chakras or something of this nature?
No, your actual brain is in your stomach.
What's
That's why that saying goes, when you say trust your gut, you're actually trusting
Gut
your
instinct.
brain. This
Gut
thing
instinct.
is always talking and always trying to steer you and tell you limiting beliefs and everything, because our brains were programmed as children. We were told we had to follow. We were told we had to listen to rules. We were told we had to conform, all these things. So our brain now, when we go against that, it fights us. It puts us in a state of anxiety. It puts us in a state of chaos, depression. Like, it puts us there for a reason. Because
listen to him, guys. Listen to him. His conclusion, or where he's getting the information from in the end, is a little bit different than where I say it's from. Okay, but the symptoms of what he's saying, you're saying every goddamn thing I say, dude, on this channel, and everyone knows it. We've been programmed from the beginning. Whether it be the Prussian school of, like, hey, bling, oh, can I pee, ma'am? Everything. Hey, buy this, I still got commercials in my head from the 1980s. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like freaking, like Flintstone vitamins and shit. Like dumb shit. It's all control mechanisms. The color red, they know where to put it. Everything is psychological, guys. And they put you on that treadmill. So remember, for me, I call it going back to the source, the true I. Being yourself, asking yourself those really uncomfortable questions. What is it that you really want? So, Andrew, what is it that you really want in this life?
I really want to show people compassion and love. And that's what I was sent here to do. This is my purpose, is to show people compassion and love, but also, like, understand, like, the financial system, like the actual financial system, not the ones we are actually taught, but the real financial system, the ones that they don't tell us about. And the secrets are out there. Like, I'm not sure if you're familiar with Kevin Trudeau or not, but he, like, basically talks about it. And then you got a person like Jay Parker who talks about, like, all these interesting rituals that happen, and when the moon does certain things. Like, a lot of this is astrological numerology too. Like, and I'm not sure if you're familiar with GG33 or not, but his prediction is what you were saying about, like, AI and everything being the one world. It will be. And the only way you'll understand it, and religion is going to disappear completely, and it's going to be numerology and astrology. It's what's going to be the main thing. Because if you look at every major event, and he breaks it down with numbers, if you look at every major event that's happened, it's all there. The numbers and everything, they don't lie.
Numerology, there's parts of it that I'm fine with, and there's other parts, I'm the skeptic. But my name is Thomas. If you go in the Bible, I'm okay. I'm a believer in a lot of things, but I'm a skeptic in many other things too. 33, of course. 33, it's easy, dude. I mean, come on. When Jesus died when he was 33, that's just the first one. The 33 degrees of Masonic Lodge, that's easy. And then there's plenty of other things, especially when COVID, 33 have died, and 33, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. The relationship between 3, 6, and 9. 3, 6, 9, damn thing's fine. All those things. I understand that, but numerology, there's things where they'll go, well, if you take this and you add that and then divide it by 6 and then you go this way, it's just like, okay, dude, there's just put it this way. I think the way I feel, like I said, we're open discussion, and I'm not here to shoot down anything you're saying. I want people to look for themselves.
That's right.
That's what you want, right?
Absolutely.
In the end, you want people to look it up for themselves. And people always say, and now they're doing that thing where they'll say, oh, do your own
research.
Yeah, do your own research. Oh, that's exactly what they always say. That's the new one. And I love that. That's really funny to me. Like, and during COVID, they were like, don't do your own research. They put you on that conveyor belt. So last week it was, Black Lives Matter. And this week it's what's going on in Mexico, and now we're over here in the Iran war, and now it's like people just hate, fear. Look at your Facebook feed, guys. Look at this portal that you open up every day and look into, and they tell you exactly what to feel. It's emotional. It's emotional. They go through your amygdala to make you feel an emotion. Now, the best way I felt, Andrew, is the way I look at it is through Eastern mysticism, through meditation. And I found that, of course, your mind constantly thinks. And I never considered the fact that they probably program us to do that. I always thought it was just human nature because that's what Buddha said. So, and that's before, but who knows, maybe he was programmed as well. So I think it's an interesting area to go into maybe eventually, and things that I should look into. But I think the mind always is on that treadmill. So meditation, what it does is like a muscle, and it trains you to not do that, and it trains you to be in the moment.
Yeah.
And that moment, man, and when it really hits you, and you feel, like I call it, like the God energy, when you feel that, it's yeah, dude, it's like looking at your baby, your child in the eyes for the first time or something like that, but on even a more profound level. It's hard to describe.
It's interesting. Breathwork is another way of doing it too. If you do
that's what I'm talking about.
And then a cold plunge on top of that.
Oh yeah, okay. Like Wim Hof. You like Wim Hof? Yeah, that's my dude, man. I love Wim Hof.
I did a cold plunge this summer in Mexico twice. It was pretty fascinating. And then my wife bought me one for my birthday, so I'll be doing quite a few of those in the summer.
I could use one of those here, but dude, the weather gets so freaking hot, man. And I'd have to buy so much ice. I'd be like, just back the truck up to the house, guys. But what you could do is the breathing technique. Have you done the breathing technique that he does?
Not the one he does. I do. His name's Christopher August. He actually is in Mexico City too. He has a app called Beats and Breath.
Okay.
And he's got solfeggio beats, and basically you breathe to the rhythm of the beat. So it could be a 2-2 rhythm, it could be a 4-4 rhythm, or it could be a 4-8 rhythm.
Okay, so that's like a music concept. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And the breath work can go up to 10 minutes to 40 minutes.
Wow.
Yep.
So the Wim Hof one, I would suggest to anybody out there who is feeling like when you're really feeling that hard depression, like when you really feel down in a hole, and you really feel numb. That's the word I would choose to use. Maybe people understand exactly what I'm talking about. When you feel numb, guys, do that breathing technique and do it 3 times in a row. It takes maybe 4 minutes, and then as you get better at it, you can extend it up to maybe, I don't know, 5 to 7 minutes, depending on how well you can hold nothing in your lungs, because it oversaturates the body with oxygen in the bloodstream. And when you hold it and press it up into the third eye, and you push, that feeling you get, the whole world just goes, and then you go and you release, and the endorphins, it enforces the endorphins out of the pineal gland or whatever that is, and kind of pushes it into your body and makes you feel okay again for a second. So give him a chance. Look it up, guys. Maybe I'll put a link in the description. His name is Wim Hof, WIMHOF. Many times that guy has saved a lot of bad moments for me. Let's put it that way. A lot of bad moments. I didn't know this was going to go here, man. I thought you were going to talk about I've had guys who've had, or ladies too, who've had NDEs, and they'll come on and say things like, I seen like an angel come through the wall and a portal open up, and my mom calling me from the other side, and I couldn't believe what I was seeing. So, and you were just like, no, man, mine was more like an opening, an awakening. All right. So how did that awakening start to dawn upon you? Just a reading, or is there any point where you're sitting alone by yourself and you're just like, God damn, I don't know nothing, and I love it?
I was really overwhelmed. I also the only one that really got it was my wife. She was my friend at the time, but even my best friends were like, "You're fucking nuts," and I was like, "That's fair. It's a fair assumption." And I was just overwhelmed because I felt so alone, and I isolated myself. When I quit the railway, I isolated myself for like 2 years, and I didn't go out in public or anything. I just kind of kept to myself and like spent time with my wife. We were dating at the time, and we moved in together, but that's all I did. I didn't really do anything. And then when I was out in public, I was always having anxiety attacks. So I started to do content because I met this manifestation coach, and he taught me about the law of attraction and the law of assumption. So I started to dive into that, and then I started releasing content, and it kind of got me to calm down because I realized I was an empathetic.
Oh yeah, empath.
Yeah.
Empathic.
Yeah, empath.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. And
I know you are. You most certainly are. I can definitely tell.
Yeah. So, when I realized that, it overwhelmed me because I could start to feel people's energies. And when people's energies become powerful, I feel it. And it feels like an anxiety attack is like pushing you like through your chest. It's like someone taking a knife and just constantly piercing you over and over again in the chest. And
it's a very interesting feeling when you feel that negative energy. For me, it just pushes me away and I walk away. You know, like someone's anger and just like you'd be at work and some boss be like, and I just walk the fuck away. And but if someone's really like a really cool energy, and you're just like you feel attracted to that person, you want to talk to them, and you're like, hey, or do you put out feelers too? Like I like to mess with people's reality, you know, like just kind of mess with them, fuck with them a little bit, and just kind of test them to see. You get like you burn that filter in your head. And it's not to be mean. I just like to make people feel they take them out of their rhythm, their daily rhythm. You know, every day I get up and I take a big poop, drink my coffee, and make sure I brush my teeth and go to work. And I just kind of go, hey, by the way, bleh. You know, do you do that?
No, I kind of let people.
No, just me.
Yeah, it's one thing I learned from Dolores is we were gifted with this thing called free will, and so people have a choice whether or not they want to wake up. So, I mean, I can put as many messages out there, but if you don't want to wake up, you're never going to wake up. And that's your choice. And that could be a part of what you're supposed to learn in this life. Maybe you're supposed to go through all this shit. Maybe you're supposed to have all these things happen to you. So the next life you live is a different one.
You're talking about fate. First, the second part was fate. And the first part was free will. Now you were given the gift of free will by who or what?
Oh, we're all given the gift of free will by source, the universe, God, whatever you want to call it.
Okay, all right, I'm with you, bro. I'm with you.
So
because God is such a dirty word, right?
Whatever we choose to believe is our choice. So if we want to believe the sky is pink, we want to believe we're supposed to be. That's our choice. That's our free will. No one can take that away from us. So when it comes to trying to wake people up, we're not supposed to. We're not supposed to interfere with anything. It's like with our children, even we're supposed to let our children figure out everything. We're not supposed to interfere because the idea of being here is to have a human experience. We're here to learn how it is to be a human. The soul is having a human experience. Therefore, you cannot interrupt the soul journey. The soul might have chosen to go through all these experiences, and we have no control over it. Whether or not we try to help someone and they don't accept it, the reason they're not accepting it is because the soul tells them they're not. Because the soul is our energetic source. It's our life. It's what we're here for, our purpose.
I always thought, like, instead of trying to tell somebody to try to wake somebody up, I don't think you try to wake them up. I think you just set the example. And the example is love. Now, and that's what I try to tell everyone. If you loved everyone the way you wanted to be loved, then the world would be instantaneously different. Now, the thing about teaching your child, there's some things you're going to have to teach them, like don't walk in traffic. You know, just come on, man.
But here's the thing. You're talking to the unconscious mind. So when you saying the words don't, they're hearing the total opposite.
Really?
Yes. Because my instructors who taught me neuro-linguistic programming would do the same with their kids, and their kids would always do the opposite. We're supposed to word things differently. That's why neurolinguistic program was designed. So we teach the language of the mind, how to reframe our words, how to like manifest, how to actually talk to our children in a way that speaks to the unconscious mind, the back of our brain, because that's where all the.
I'm not trying to test you or anything. So how would you? So I don't know. Okay, I'm going to
neurolinguistic programming.
Right. So how would you tell your child not to step into the street?
I don't want you to step into the street. When you say the words "don't," the unconscious mind hears something the opposite.
Okay. Oh, I don't want you to. And then they can ask why. Because so it starts a pattern of questioning instead of it being a command. It's more of like it's more of like a back and forth where you build some type of trust and understanding.
Exactly.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. That's easy to do. Come on, man. We can do this. Just the way we just, the thing is that there's people who, when they listen to this, there's a lot of people who don't, like we said, we're not here to wake up anybody. We're here just to have a conversation, right?
100%.
Now, and people who are drawn to this are going to be drawn to whatever conversation we're having, right? Definitely. Now, there are people out there who think and believe in a certain way, especially if you go through the Bigfoot community. A lot of these people are mainly in the Bible Belt. Not all, but a lot of them are in the Bible Belt, and they're going to come at this and look at this from a particular point of view. And they all know that I am not Christian. They all know that I believe in God, but I am not Christian. They go, well, what does that mean? I'm like, well, I love you. Is that good enough? And they're like, well, I guess so. And that's cool too. And then they tell me about how they found God and that it liberate them in their life, and they feel this connection through into the. They say God, we say the universe, but they're just saying the same thing. It's just different languages, man. There's many ways. There's many ways to say green. You can say green is not blue.
The interesting thing too is the one thing I learned is we are actually God. We are God of our bodies. Like when you're actually supposed to pray, you're supposed to pray to your higher self, like the higher version of you. Okay. But God will reward you. Of course, God will reward you because God loves us all. We can do no wrong in life. We literally cannot do any wrong. I am literally walking proof of that because my soul has done horrible things, and I'm still here. There is no hell.
I don't know. I think hell exists, but it's all, but it's
here.
It exists here. Yeah, in between the four walls of that you put the box in, and you've been there, and I have been there, and a lot of my friends have been there. And I tried to, when it's somebody that you really love and you see them going through certain things, and you've kind of, since you're a little older than there, because I'm dating again, and the person I'm with is quite a bit younger than I am, we'll put it that way. And you see the things that they do, you kind of have to let them do that and just tell them, look, I'm here. When you're ready, I'm here. And when you want to talk, I'm here. And if you don't want to talk, I'm still here. Yeah. And it's that kind of thing that's really tricky to get the balance off, because you don't want to see them get hurt because you love them, or you want them to do well in life. But it's a hard one to do. And then I have a little girl, so I see her do certain things. It's fun to watch her develop, and she has a really funny sense of personality today, because I stopped smoking too about a week ago for the second time in my life, and I started smoking because of COVID again, because I was just like, what's going on, bro? And I finally stopped. Some of it was out of spite from another reason, but if spite helps me, the way I look at it is two reasons. Either way, I win. I get to see her longer, and if it's out of spite and that becomes to be a good thing where I get to see my daughter longer, that's also fine. It's a really hard one to get over, but to feel that feeling is cool. There's nothing wrong with experiencing being uncomfortable, guys, because how do you know what feels good if you don't know what's uncomfortable sometimes?
Oh, your triggers are growing you. That's your growth. When something is bothering you, that's a sign that you need to grow, and that's a sign that you.
I have such a hard time with that word trigger, because that's such leftist speak. I call it leftist speak. I don't call it that. I don't call it that. When I grew up, we just said, shit that bugs me.
Yeah, that works too. Yeah, everybody's got a different word for it, right?
But that's the word they use. They like to change. Remember, we're talking about linguistics. They use these words because for me, trigger is a gun, or it's a connection to a gun, which leads to some type of violence. But why can't it just be something that bugs you, something that you don't like? And they do a lot with it. They play with the wording. Toxic masculinity. You know, like a lot of these, they change the meanings too. What is a vaccine now? Well, it used to mean this. Now it means this. So they play with the meanings. They play with all the reality. And the thing is that you're trying to say, and I'm trying to say, is that the answer is to look within. Look within. Love thyself. And when you love thyself, and once you fill that vessel up, then you can start putting love in everyone else's into their vessel. And then they fill up and they give it to everybody else. It's hard. It's hard. Every day. It's a battle every day, isn't it, Andrew?
Absolutely. I mean, there's days where I have good days and there's days where I have bad days. I mean, it's hard to remain positive like 24/7. Like you're always going to have some form of test. There's always a test there trying to either steer you in the right direction or steer you in the wrong one.
And you got to move that body too, guys. You got to move it because the mind and the body are connected. Now, if you don't move your body and you're eating your Ho-Hos, Twinkies, and McDonald's, whatever you're eating, and then you're watching shit on TV, all that's your diet. All of it. Not just what you're eating, but what you're thinking about and what you're looking at is also your diet. Get up, get out, and go do something. Whatever it is.
For those who eat McDonald's, stop eating McDonald's, because there was a lady who did a YouTube video who had a burger 14 years ago that she did not eat, and the fries, and they were still in condition. They didn't mold, not even the bun molded. Like, stop eating the garbage. First of all, too, you're eating something that starts with an M. What does M equal in numerology? 13.
Oh God, here we go.
Don't eat it.
No, I'm not a big fan of numerology, man. Like, I tried to, bro. I mean, I listen to tinfoil hat, even FE. You can't say that on here. FE. You know what I'm talking about? That the planet is not this, but it's.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I can't go down that rabbit hole. I've tried too. And I go, okay, let me take a look, see here, and I just go, I can't. There's some though, definitely. Oh, maybe people maybe eating smaller people. I go, there's a possibility of that. I can see that.
That's all over the radio right in the news right now with the whole Epstein thing, right? So
you remember that Alex Jones was talking about this 25 years ago when he said there's an island where the elites take small women and they blackmail each other out there, right? All right, ladies and gentlemen. And he was saying that 25 years ago. And he talked about Bohemian Grove. Yeah, they go there and he took a videotape of it, right? And he also said something about a hook. I don't know what he said about a hook. I don't even agree with him. But there's a hook involved.
There's a lot of interesting things, a lot of twisting.
Think about the linguistic speak that we have, the gymnastics we have to do to say what we really want to say. I thought this was the United States, the freedom. YouTube's supposed to be free, right? Right? But it is, they are making us say things that we don't want to say. 100%. Just so we can get it out. And it's ridiculous. Yeah, guys. Yeah. Damn, dude.
Absolutely. There's ways censorship's been around forever. We just didn't realize it because we didn't really think about it because we were asleep. So, and the people that were trying to express themselves, they were considered conspiracy theorists.
Yeah. But remember, conspiracy theorists, if they were a baseball player, they'd be the richest baseball player in the world right now because you would be batting at least 500. At the very least 500.
Yeah.
Remember, we were talking about digital IDs like 10 years ago. Get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
We were talking about universal basic income. We were talking about that crypto is going to be a bunch of BS. It's all, everything that I was saying to people came true. And they still look at me like I'm crazy. You know what's really bugs me, dude? And I want to I know what your answer probably could be, but I want to just kind of see what your take is on it. Now, there's people out there who still believe in the narrative of COVID. They still believe in that narrative. What do you say to somebody like that, man? What do you say to somebody? Because they lost a family member, maybe, and I understand that. grief and that pain, so they have to believe in it somehow. But the unofficial numbers are astounding.
You've been hypnotized. We've all been hypnotized to believe something that wasn't real. And
Wow.
the reason you believe it is because you are stuck in that fear cycle, and you will be in that fear cycle until you really understand that you don't need all the stuff that the doctor tells you need. Not to disregard any doctor or anything, because I support doctors. I believe that they're trying to do the best they can.
Yeah, we're not doctors here. Are we doctors? We're not doctors.
No. And,
listen to your doctors.
And but you also have something that we were born with, like dandelions. You have all these natural things that actually heal you, and you don't need all these pharmaceuticals. Like, my aunt was on 28 different medications, and she developed like dementia and everything from these medications, because our body's not designed for these. Like, it's not.
It's not.
And our chemical imbalances are the food we eat, the water we drink, like the stuff that's out there that we've been accumulating for years, whether it be the shit we watch on TV, whether it be the garbage we watch on YouTube, or any other form of doom scrolling, the news even. Like, it's designed, it's all designed to keep you in the fear cycle. Like, I will never ever wear a fucking mask ever again, because I realize what the purpose of the mask is to not allow us to experience consciousness. Breathing experiences consciousness.
Yeah.
We don't get to have these enlightened moments. We stay locked up in basically our phone, and we're staring at it, and then the mask is keeping us in fear mode because we're not able to breathe.
I love you, brother. You hear me? I love you, brother. You hear me?
Yeah.
I love you, man.
I love you too.
Yeah, dude. That was fucking powerful. And if you guys don't know what to eat, it's pretty simple. Just think about what for 200 years what didn't exist in your general store or at the market. If they didn't exist back then, don't eat it, because that's what you need to be eating. Is everything that you would find at a market today. Like just Whole Foods, dude, fucking fish, chicken, the stuff that you would eat in the old days of stuff. Remember, the food pyramid was upside down, bro. I knew that 10 years ago. You know what I mean? They taught us everything we know is gone. Boop, everything.
And cholesterol is actually good for you.
Yes. Yes.
Cholesterol is good for you. You're supposed to have cholesterol. Yes.
Remember they said only eat egg whites? Only eat egg whites? It should be the yellow. The whites you can throw away. The yellow is the good stuff.
Yeah. That's where the omega is. Yeah. There's so much, like, but that's the thing. You have to want to educate yourself too. And I mean, those people out there, if you want to stay, you're welcome to. It's your choice. And that's why I call free will, right? It's your choice.
I think there has to be like some type of catalyst, you know, like something that smashed you in the face was that's experience that happened with you and your mom, right? That was just like, something is weird going on. For me, it was a thing that built up where then all of a sudden the carpet was ripped out from underneath my world, and I couldn't eat for 3 weeks, basically trying to figure out what was wrong with me. Had to see a therapist and went through like therapy for anxiety and depression because of the military. So do your part, military. I'm still waiting for you. So I think there has to be something that comes, but in the end, dude, if it doesn't come and they're still happy, I mean, don't you want them to be happy though? You know,
there's a different version of happy that we all experience.
There is two different versions, but the chasm, chasm.
Yeah. If this is the version they want to stay in, like, you cannot wake someone up, or they cannot wake themselves up unless they want to. And I mean, you're always getting messages from your intuition. It's always giving you subtle nudges, but it's whether or not you pay attention to those nudges. That's entirely up to you.
There was the two happinesses I've heard a long time ago. Is the happiness of not knowing, and then the happiness of knowing. But that chasm between the two is a lot of pain. But just know when you feel that there's other people who have been there, who are still there, that you can connect with and talk about it. Or you can talk to somebody who can say, maybe, okay, hey, I'm thinking this way. what do you think about that? Because I'm not saying I definitely don't have any of the damn answers. I know Andrew's saying that. What we're saying is that I think our universal understanding or the universal message that we're just saying is like love. Really, it is. It sounds so John Lennon, let's go hug a tree, you know, the stuff that they make you feel that doesn't have any weight to it. But a lot of it is individual to yourself, right? Now, is there universal truths? Now, that's another thing that me and you can talk about in the future. I would love to maybe have a discussion with you about universal truths, because you're saying you can kind of make it up. There's certain things that I don't know. We could definitely get into that. And I didn't know I was going to talk this much. I swear to God, dude. Normally I shut the hell up.
But yeah, no, it's really how you want to look at it. Like, if you want to look at it through the eyes that you're looking at it through, then continue to look at through the eyes that you have. Like, nobody's forcing you to do anything. The interesting thing too about the people that are putting us in this situation, one, they are self-taught. Two, they don't even allow their children to even have electronics. They read books. Even read an article recently that they're using flip phones. They're not even using smartphones because they know what the smartphones do to us. So do your research. Do your research.
This I was aware of. Yeah.
Teach yourself. Like, we're supposed to be self-taught. But if we're following all these people, we were always taught to follow. We were never taught to lead. The ones that are leaders, they had the mentors. Get yourself a mentor even. Get yourself a coach. It doesn't even have to be me. Just someone who can help you to grow, who can give you the layout so you can do the work on your own. Do your shadow work. Oof. Learn about the dark in you. There is darkness in all of us, and I'm still fighting the darkness. I fight the darkness daily.
Every day.
Yeah. Yep. So, I mean, it's up to you whether or not you want to fight the darkness or if you want to stay in the darkness. It's your choice.
Just know that if you're unhappy, because I kind of look at it a little bit differently than you. For me, it's like, if you're happy, like if you're a guy who likes to shine shoes and that makes you happy, dude, that's fantastic.
Do it.
That's fantastic. Yeah. But if you're a person who thinks there's more to reality than, like going to school, going to a job for 40 years, having kids, buying a house that you can't afford, and then just dying, then know that there's other ways of looking at the world too. And just know that there's people out there you can talk to. You can contact me if you want to. I'm sure you can contact Andrew. And Andrew, where can people contact you if they want to talk to you about these kind of things?
Oh, you can contact me via email, beyondtranscendence@andrewfwilson.com, or you can contact me on social media. Like, I'm not shy. I'm a very open person. If you read my book, The Enemy Within, you'll get to know me right away. Like, I'm completely vulnerable. And that's the one thing I want to be, is vulnerable. Because we weren't taught to be vulnerable. We were taught to shove our feelings down. And that's why we have so much darkness, is because we weren't taught to talk about our feelings. We weren't taught to experience love and all that. Because I didn't know what love was until I got married. I thought it was just a word, really. I didn't understand it. I thought it was something you said to get things. Like, if I wanted to have sex, I would tell someone I love them. Because that's what I was taught, right?
Wow. That's dark, man.
Yeah.
That's really dark.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. That's really dark. I got lucky. I think my daddy, he had a lot of issues too, but he did say, they love me. He said, I love you, buddy. Things like that. Or my grandmother. And he would show it in his own ways, but there's times that he was just fucked up. But my grandmother was the one who showed me unconditional, where she's just like, no matter what, bro, I'm with you. And it's just like, and she didn't even like the other grandchildren, my sisters and my cousins. I don't know about you, but this one's special. And I was just like, why? And I felt weird. It makes you feel weird when someone singles you out as the good one. I don't like that either. But it was unconditional. And that's a weird feeling. But nonetheless, dude, dude, I appreciate this so much that you came on and talked to me. I don't think this is going to be, I think this is the beginning of something, bro. I don't know what the hell it is, but it's, there's a lot. I like that we have a lot of things that match up, but I also like, honestly, there's a lot of things that don't, because that's the spaces in between that we can fill each other's voids of understanding.
Exactly. Well, we're here to educate each other. You never stop learning. I'm a forever student. I'm going to constantly learn. I'm going to constantly do my research. Like, there's so much I've been learning about our history and everything.
Yeah.
It's wild, man, how far it goes back.
Go make yourself uncomfortable, man. Come on down here and go to a place where it's not, because if you're going to, I know which part of Mexico, I'm not going to say where you go, but the part of Mexico you go to is kind of very touristy. I want you to come to a place that's off the beaten path, like me. Like, I live in a barrio and I'm the only white guy here. Everyone knows me. This is my suburb of the city. And everyone's like, hey, because in Mexico, it's not considered racist. They call me güero, which means hey, whitey. Which doesn't bother me at all. I'm like, hey, what's up, man? They always want to offer me a beer. Very friendly people. Always, they work hard. It's hard life, but like when you come down here and then you're forced to deal with the things that I dealt with to get away from that kaplik, that shot, and lose basically everything. I actually bought property out here, bro. So they can't, if they go, oh yeah, you're locked in your house again. Oh, am I? I got 10 acres in the middle of the jungle. I went all in, solar power, well, everything. Okay. Yeah, dude, we had to. Me and my ex, she was like, man, I ain't doing this to me ever again. And but on the inside, what happened then is that I went super poor, really poor, really poor. Where I'm like, oof, I don't know how this is going to work this month. To having to do construction again, making $25 a day, to starting a show to see where that goes, and being myself, man. And I'm telling you, man, I'm free.
Yeah.
I'm free.
And you're away from, you're in an area where you can actually afford everything, right? Because everything is grown and naturally there, and it's naturally.
Yeah, dude, you go to the market here, you get the fishes directly from the ocean.
That's right.
All the papaya and all the fruit and all this stuff. There's shit here that you've never seen before. Oh, you want some mame? What the hell is that? It's like they got one here. It's like a cross between an apple and a pear or some shit, or like a kiwi and a pear. And you're like, what is this? And I don't like that one, but there's other ones I like. And you get to experience life. You get to see it from a different point of view instead of this like Anglo-Saxon point of view. I'm down here with basically Native Americans. That's what my girlfriend is, Mayan. She's right there, and that's the next language I'm going to learn is Mayan. I go to the pyramids here and I go and talk to the people and climb up and look at the mystery of the world and enjoy it. Like, I enjoy like hidden history and Graham Hancock and Grandma Carlson and all that shit. That's my who?
Check out Mind Unveiled.
Who unveiled?
Mind Unveiled.
Who's that?
He's anonymous. He doesn't really like release his name or anything. Him and his girl are anonymous.
Mind Unveiled.
Yeah. And he'll show you some stuff that will pierce the veil even more.
And I can find that on like what, YouTube or something?
Yes.
Okay.
Now your website too.
That's my shit. Anyhow.
Yeah.
Don't forget to have fun too, man. You can't be serious all the time. Sometimes you got to look at, when you stare into the abyss stares back at you, man. That's the fear. Yeah, dude, look at it, man. Look at the for me, COVID was my death stare because I had it really bad for like 5 weeks where I didn't want to like off my child because she was 3 or my wife. So I just stayed in the basement. I couldn't eat. I felt awful. I mean, my skin hurt. That's how bad it felt. I mean, literally, I had to go to bed. I would jump in the scalding hot shower, at least so my skin would tingle from the heat of the hot shower. That way, at least it's a feeling I recognize and I can go to sleep with that feeling. And I would sleep 13, 14 hours a day because I felt so bad.
Dang.
So I definitely faced death there because it's just the same thing when you have a child. I held her and then you look out the window of the hospital and you see life just keeps going. You see, a truck drive by and you see a guy on the corner waving down a taxi. Like, oh, this amazing thing just happened right here. And no one cares except me. And the same thing happens on the day of your passing or your day of your death. It's just going to be another normal day, just like today. So live life today, guys. Live life today, guys. Andrew, this has been fantastic, man. I really mean it. So I'm going to put all the links down in the description below. I really appreciate that you came on and talked with me today. I needed it, actually. I feel better.
Good. I'm glad to hear that, Tom. It's a pleasure to be on your show. I love the outro. I love the intro, and I love the background. It's really
yeah. I just wanted people just to kind of like question things, but like in a way of, I don't know how to explain it. It's just I want people to just to go wherever they go, and if this sparks them on their journey of like, I don't know what the hell's going on, that's cool with me. And if they dislike it because I'm a goofy bastard, that's also fine with me. Whatever it is that they want, and I'm here for all of it, man. So I appreciate it, dude, and I'll see you around.
definitely, brother.
All right, guys, stay right there. Remember, guys, we are the eye, we are aware, and I love you all.